All right, so check this out. I got a crazy idea. What I'm gonna do is gonna type in Jabari, and I'm gonna move him right over here.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
Can I just say sorry? I'm so sorry. I am sorry that I did not get to Jabari Smith until now. I've been very transparent with you guys. I'm very new to draft prospects, and I try to do my due diligence when I go through every single player, so I don't just add them onto my list just because they're a name. So I just gradually get to them, and I've been all over the place, and I'm going to get through every single player. But OMG, how the heck did I miss Jabari Smith? So I have to say, look, spoiler alert, he's my favorite player in the draft. Now, I'm going to go over his stats. I'm going to go over what type of player he is if you don't know about him. I'm going to go over pros and cons, but the one that's the most important, the thing that's the most important is I'm going to tell you a story about him. And this is what pushed me over the edge as far as making him my favorite player. And if my team got that pick to get him, I would take him in a heartbeat. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about stats. First and foremost, here is his stats. So he has 16.9 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 42.9 field goal percentage, which is basically 43%. There are some pros and cons that I've seen with him, but before we get into that, just overall, his stats are pretty doggone nice. Now, one thing about him that I was really looking at, because I have heard of him, of course, obviously, out of Auburn, and I knew that he played with Walker Kessler, another guy that we have went over already, and I was just wondering, why the heck does he not have more blocks? Because he's a really good defender. That's kind of like what he's known for, one of the main things that he's known for, and I was just questioning that. How the heck does he not have more blocks? Well, obviously, and I just totally missed this, it's Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler is an incredible blocker. He's a competitive rim protector, and that's the main reason why Jabari Smith doesn't get as many blocks he has. So if he gets into when he gets to the NBA, I suspect that he's going to average more blocks even than he did in college. I think it's all just pretty contextualized, and once you kind of put it in that context that he's right next to a really good rim protector and he had a really specific role with the team, well, you have to sit back and say, well, give him a little leeway, okay? But overall, overwhelmingly, I love Jabari Smith in this draft. Now, what type of player is he? Now, I'm going to go ahead and get the negative out the way right off the bat, all right? Looking into him, he's not much of a shot creator. And I know I say this all the time, that shot creators are one of the most important things, at least for my team, that we need. And yeah, he's not necessarily that. He doesn't have that in his arsenal yet. He's more so a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, and he can shoot middies here and there, but for the most part, it's not that great. I believe that his mid-range percentage is about 31%, so it's not great. But if you look at his 3-point percentage, it's 42%. So it's very weird. He's a very weird player, but overall, that just kind of comes down to him not being able to really create his own shot. Now, he will go straight into your chest. He's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid of driving into your chest and making something happen. But overwhelmingly, I would say that he's not necessarily a shot creator. He's not very creative with the ball. Now, that's the only negative thing I'm going to say. Everything left is nothing but positives. He is a very good 3-point shooter. He is a very defender, and his motor is 120%. He has 120% motor going at all times. This kid is absolutely incredible when it comes to defense. I was trying to find any flaw in his defense that I could find, and I couldn't find any. He is so incredible defensively. He tries so hard. He fights on every single possession. He is always there to get the steal. He's always there to make the good contest. He's always there to try to make the block. He is the perfect, and I mean perfect, player that you will want to take in the lottery, because he makes you so comfortable. You know that you're going to get a player that's basically NBA ready, and you're going to get a player that's going to try and push himself to the utmost degree. Now, this is why I wanted to talk about. This is what I really wanted to discuss, because some guys, you know, it takes time for them to kind of develop that motor, but that is not him. He's been doing this since middle school. So this is a story that his mom told. I'm sorry. Taneskia. I cannot say that word, but that name. I'm sorry. But his mother said this. So she was talking about what type of kid he was in middle school. So she said it was 5:30 in the morning, an hour before Jabari, then in 8th grade, was supposed to wake up to get ready for school. But something tugged at him to hop out of bed and jump rope outside his home to push himself harder. This is like an anime. All right. He's literally a anime protagonist. All right. Anyways, his mother and Pernell didn't realize what was happening at first. She kept hearing a loud, persistent noise. It was cold when she went outside and found him, body bouncing up and down, rope whipping in the wind. She wished he would let himself sleep just a little bit longer, but he was too determined, too awake. Oh my gosh, this is so intense. I'm okay, mama. Don't worry. I'm okay. I might be pushing a little there. But listen to this. He continued to train most mornings and would ask her to take him to the school gym before class. The gym was often locked. The janitor said he'd come let me in. Jabari would assure his mom, I'm going to shoot around before everybody gets there. He's going to be legit. I don't know what else to say other than he's going to be legit. Any negative thing that I have to say about him, it can just kind of be wrapped into he'll work on it. I truly do believe that. He has a very high arcing shot, so he can shoot over the defender. He has a really nice release, a pretty quick release. He has the athleticism. He has everything in his arsenal to be a more persistent shot creator. I just really do believe in him because of the amount of work that he puts in. And if he's been doing this since middle school, that is a heck of a habit, dude. That is a heck of a habit. And that's not necessarily the case for a lot of other guys. Shoot, a lot of other players, oftentimes, I mean, they don't really discover that they love basketball until sometimes high school is when they really get into it. So the fact that he was in middle school really just grinding this out, trying to be the next Michael Jordan, speaks volumes of what type of player he is and what type of player he can, be in the future, essentially. So, the draft is all about projections. So you got to just keep that in mind. So even though he's not fully ready right now, he has everything in his arsenal, I think, to be great. So let's go ahead and look at the pros and cons. And I have not seen this. So this will be my first time seeing it. But as we can see here, projected to be top 5 player. Of course, I see why. So let's look at the pros. Very good shooter. Yes, I agree. Solid scorer off the dribble. Excels at scoring on off-ball motion plays. Adequate playmaker. That is one thing I did not mention. He is very misleading with his stats. His stats are very misleading. You see 2 assists, but he is a decent playmaker nonetheless. Now, I will say this. I don't think he's a great one. I think some people have really talked about it to the point where it's like, he's the next Jokic or something. I don't really see that. I don't think he's a really great passer, but he's a good one. He's a good playmaker. And I guess adequate is the perfect word for that. Solid rebounder. Yes. He finds the ball. He reminds me of Eason in the sense that he has ultra instinct. Okay. He knows where the ball is going. He goes after the ball. He doesn't necessarily wait for the ball to come to him. One thing that I got really frustrated with, and I know this is kind of off topic, but the Memphis Grizzlies, it seemed as if some of their players, I'm not going to point people out, but some of their players were waiting for the rebound to come to them at times. And it got so infuriating. It was Steven Adams. Steven Adams did it. But he's a good player. He's getting old. I understand, but he did that. Anyways, so good defender. I would say great defender. Solid shot blocker. He moves his feet really well, by the way. Very good athlete. Yeah, sure. As a streaky shooter, I think that comes down to what I was talking about with the creating his own shot. It's not that great. Prone to hoisting up questionable shots. Yeah, he does a lot of contested pull-ups pretty often. Once again, I'm not too worried. Tends to force the issue too much on offense. Sure, I didn't know about this actually, to be honest with you. Tendency to over dribble, which can lead to turnovers. Oh man, I always forget to look at the freaking turnovers. Okay, hold on. Let's look at the turnovers, guys. 2. There's some bad ones in there. When you get to 4, that's pretty bad. Yeah, when you get to 4, that's pretty bad. Not terrible though. It's not god awful or anything. Can have lapses defensively. I haven't seen that as far as all the breakdowns that I've watched. Not an elite shot blocker. See, I think that they're a little misled there because I think he has the potential to be an elite shot blocker. I think the only problem, like I said, is Walker Kessler is getting like 50 blocks a game. So like, what is he supposed to do? So here we go. Jabari Smith is a very athletic skill forward that has a solid set of all-around skills. He can score the basketball in a variety of ways, and he also can guard multiple positions. He may need to improve his ability to read defenses and make plays for others in order to become a more reliable primary scoring option at the NBA level, but at worst, he appears he could be wind up becoming a very good second or third option on a contending team. Currently, he is a very talented prospect that I'm not buying that he's going to be second or third. I'm sorry. I'm fully invested. Okay. I'm taking him 1. All right. If I have this shot, you take him 1 because he has the drive. He has the determination. I mean, this dude been doing it since he was in diapers. I believe in him. I'm sorry. I might be a little hyperbolic here. I might be going a little insane, but I'm sorry. He's right here. He's number 1 for me. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. But anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, please, $2 per month, Patreon, YouTube members, link in the description, or just follow me on Twitter. You can just follow me on Twitter. That helps too. Do both. I'll get with you guys later. Till next time. Deuces.